mean, we can do this later, between me and you, but I just want to.
Yeah.
I'm feeling your anger, your frustration, and all of that. You just said something about the expectations and all that. And I already, we go back and forth in our communication, so I know sometimes where your headspace is and how you feel. And when you're in charge, when you're in control, without him manipulating and you being that little kid that's always trying to live up to his expectations, your confidence level is totally different. And I understand right now you're in a moment. You're mad, you're angry, you're frustrated because you had expectations of him being more empathetic or sympathetic. But you just started off with he's a narcissist, he's this, he's that. And you know this. And you know this. So in what part does your expectations and your acceptance have to come into play? I'm just asking. At what point, knowing what you know, does your expectations and your acceptance have to come into play? Because you're in charge of managing how you feel about this shit. You can't control his anger, his controlism, his being on his phone and not being present. So what part of this do you manage? That's the part where we're talking about managing this shit, because you can manage his disruptive behavior. You can manage your internal shit because you know. And I'm curious, what would have happened if you had to start laughing at him?
Oh.
I'm like, if you had to just bust out and start laughing at him, what would have happened? And I already know, man, but I'm just trying to get you to recognize and realize you really in control of this shit. You could have just let it play out, laugh, whatever, instead of letting him trigger you, which he always does. And we both know this. That little kid still trying to live up to them unrealistic expectations, and I'm guilty too. So just kicked off some thoughts. Because, I mean, time, what causes most of my anxiety? I can only speak for myself. Pressure for time, meeting deadlines, or other people's timetables and schedules and doing shit according to a schedule. Hate being late, but I'm always late. Measuring my accomplishments and my task and my to-do list by other people's, whether I'm doing as good as they are. Anxiety. Trying to get to the finish line. Timetables, trying to hurry up and finish shit, and expectations of the end result that it's got to be perfect. I got to get this shit perfect. Not to mention the anxiety of being on a schedule and shit. And then we're talking about acceptance. You said right. And enjoy, instead of panicking and stressing over the end result, the finish line, enjoy the process. We're also talking about those P's. Purpose. What's my goal? Patience. Being mindful. Practice. Being present. Persistence. Reflection. Gratitude. The process. And the payoff. When I practice all of those, if I'm focused on my purpose and being mindful and accepting with no expectations that this is perfect, I got to get it right, I got to be on time, all that stressful that I be stressing over, you know what I'm saying? Meeting other people's expectations, just do my best and be accepting that I'm in this. Be mindful and grateful that I have an opportunity to practice this process that we're going through. And I get into the process of working the program. We talk about DBT, REBT, CBT, and I know all of the words. I know all the acronyms, all the terminology, read the book backwards and forwards. And then sometimes I lose track of it. Sometimes I'm doing an ABC and not even thinking about it, but I'm actually stressing over the activating event of something. And it can be triggering. But then when you say accepting, without expectations, without a clock, without measuring my perfection, without worrying